I know we're late, but nice to see you guys. I'm Jerry Wald, host of Let's Talk Stroke. And for those of you that are new, I am going to let you know we're having a little technical difficulties, but we are going to try it here. And if we don't, we're going to go to Facebook Live. But anyway, this morning's guest is the one and only Delaney Stevenson, and she's going to share her story. Um, so, two sisters, what are the odds that that can happen to you? Um, yes, we are here, but again, I'll let you know if it's not going to work, and I'm going to bring on Delaney, and we'll see if this works. And if it doesn't, we're going to go to Facebook Live and make it happen. So we're going to give it a shot. It's working? Okay, we're trying. Nice to see you guys. I don't know if you can see. Can you hear me? Nice to see you, Marina, Jocelyn, Salute. Yeah, we're just having a little technical difficulties, but look at you guys. Can you hear me, Delaney? Hopefully she can. She's got an amazing story. And oh, good. I see it. I don't know if you can see that message. Tammy, that's so nice of you to say that. I can hear you, but she is frozen. Okay. Okay. I can see, hear, and oh, I can see. Wow. Okay. Let's see. I can see both and hear. Okay. Perfectly. Delaney, you say something. uh, oh, she's got red bars. We were having difficulties the last half hour because of the Wi-Fi on her side, but we're still going to give it a shot here because she does have an amazing story. I don't know if you know, Delaney wrote a couple books, and here's the first one, um, "The Calm Before the Storm." If you can see that, yes, we're working on that. We were thinking of going Facebook Live, Mike, um, but this is one of the books she wrote out on Amazon. And then here's the other one, "Mom Had a Stroke." Oh, I see your eyes blinking right here. Mom had a stroke. I don't know if you can see it, but
That's a
amazing.
good sign. I'm alive.
Oh, I can hear you. Perfect. Delaney is frozen for a minute. Okay. She's moving. Yes. Oh, I love this. Yvonne, nice to see you guys. I'm glad that you guys are here. And Marina, you bought that one. It's a great, this book is such a good book. Hey, Brad, because it kind of gives you a perspective of what the kids went through as well. So, Virginia, nice to see you, and we'll get this going. If it continues to do this, we will go to Facebook Live, and um, but anyway, Salute is actually going to call you and um, walk me through the real quick Facebook Live because I don't do that. Delaney, you can hear? Um, I'm now on your Facebook. Okay, perfect. I like this. Um, and let's give a shout out to. Oh yeah, I'm putting my mouse over it. This is so funny. Um, right here, my Elmo, the Mile Pro. I don't know who has that. Um, yeah, here because I'm going to be interviewing some people that have it, the Mile Pro. Um, Brad and Chandra, nice to see you. So let's see. Can you hear me or see me, Delaney? Let's see. Do 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 do. Okay. 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 Yeah. No problem. Yes. Okay. So she's probably going to get one of her kids to help it out. That's sometimes when I have. Yes, Luke. But that's what if I have issues, let me tell you, um, I I use my kids because they're pretty darn tech savvy nowadays. So um, my mouth moving, but nothing. Oh, you are okay, Mike. But anyway, yeah. So she got a great story here. I'm going to read one thing that one of the things she says in this book here is I feel like I'm Yvonne. I think I'm acting like you. Um, she says, "My name is Katie. I am 9 years old. I live out in the country with my mom, dad, and my younger brother Alex, who is Shelby, the dog. Oh, there's one. Oh, you, I was just I'm reading. Uh, that part is really good. Nice to see you, uh, Lisa. If you're getting one of your kids, that's the only way I can get through that. Um, but let's see. She right now. Okay, well she's going to tell about her story, and it's really. Oh, see, I marked it all up because I was reading. Nice to see you, Christy, Marina. Mom, yeah. I mean, never. This is so amazing. Who would have thought something's going to happen to your mom? Um, I can see you. um, I don't know. Still can't hear Delaney. Yes, I know. I know. Um, can you? She's she's got all the green bars. I mean, we've done this not many times. Uh, yes. Good morning, Christy. I said that, but anyway, salute mean. I gosh, look at you guys. This is great. You're all sticking around here. I really appreciate it so much. Um, let's give out one other thing here. I actually made a tiny new graphic that is kind of, not that real savvy, but let's do this real quick right here. Watch this. That's one of them. My family, yeah, I know. Oh, do you? Okay, that's good. Do you know sign language? Um, if I share the screen, maybe. Um, let's see. Let's not sure how that. Well, I'm going to cancel because I don't want to mess this up here. But yeah, you guys are still here. I love it. Chandra, nice to see you. And a long vowel sound me. Okay. Okay, she may be typing to me. But again, let's see here if I can. You just. I never thought of anything bad happening to my mom. I was very happy. There's so many. If you guys look at this, get this book. Oh wait, let's see here. Let's see, Delaney. Can't see it. I'm on there, Deborah, and working on it. Sean, okay. Enjoy your day, Violet. Yes, you too. Um, let's see here. Good idea. Well, we could go right back to Facebook Live, not back, but to do that. But there'll be no graphics. But Salute, if you could type in the there's always next time. Absolutely. Good morning, Jerry. Wait, did you change your what's it called? Your Jerry Chapman. I thought it was a different one. Name is acting. Oh, okay. So can you type? How do you do the Facebook Live? I believe I have to use my phone. So Lynn, you read one of her books, yeah. Look, I'm going to highlight that so if she can see it. I believe she can. Right here, right there. See, people know you. Um, can I go Facebook Live? Uh-huh. Yes, you have to use your phone. Okay, Chandra, look at you. But they do it differently now. Okay, I've got it right here. I know you guys are really special to me, all of you. And if you're new to my show, subscribe to my YouTube channel called Let's Talk Stroke. Um, okay, I think she's looking for things here, but we can use our phones. So I hope you guys will jump on if you see us live on our phones. And I think that because it was working. Marina, you're special to me, but I'm glad that you're here and sticking around. But I'm going to send her a message real quick and see if she will go live on. No, sorry guys, if I'm not paying attention right this second. There we go. Okay, I just sent it to her. Let's see. Any questions you guys have about anything? Switch off and on. Switch off and on. Jerry, go to Strive for Greatness. Yes. Okay. Go on to your Strive for Greatness. Okay. And then what? Look at you guys jumping here. Gail, Donna, nice to see you. This is great. Lisa, hope I didn't miss anybody. You did. Yes. Oh, you did. Okay. 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 So, okay. I think we're going to go that route right now. And, oh, you know what? Okay. And jump on your cell phone. I bet that will work. Yeah. Oh, boy. Look at you. I really love you guys. Okay. Let me tell her, click on yeah on your okay, yeah, it's like okay, right there. Okay, so you guys have any questions? I am doing great. Avril, nice to see you from Scotland. You guys, this is awesome. Appreciate you guys being here. Delaney is going to click on her cell phone, and I think it'll work. Yeah, we've done this before, and it's working absolutely perfect. But she is in a different spot today, this morning. Um, this morning to work on this. Deborah, nice to see you. Appreciate you guys popping on, staying here while we're working on the technical difficulties. So I think she's going to pop on with her cell phone, and we'll be going to good working it out. But it's okay. So Mike, nice to see you. Appreciate you being here. So how's everybody doing? It's been kind of crazy weather here. It's actually this morning it's been really nice. And Robin, nice to see you. Appreciate it. I I know the issue there, and we'll see if this all goes. Hey. Well, let's see. Okay, eating breakfast. Good, Mike. Thank you for your concern, Mike. I'm a lot better.
Hey, can you hear me?
Absolutely.
Finally.
Yes. It's a little. Whoa, you're sideways.
I'll fix my phone here.
Okay. Yeah,
I just have to hold it.
Oh, you're okay. This is Delaney Kit. Nice to see you.
Hi, my goodness.
Hey, so wow. So who is Delaney?
Sometimes I don't even know.
I know.
But
I know that.
I'm 43 now, and I know that do you want me to go ahead and start sharing? I don't even know.
Yeah, yes. For some of the people that don't know, and I know you can't really see the comments probably unless you squint because you're on a cell phone. But
right.
yeah, but
yeah. Some of you guys
I was trying
to know me.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, some of you guys know me. I've been on a show before, sharing my story. I've written books. I had a stroke back when I was 33, so year stroke anniversary this summer. And the two books I was called He Was So Holding It Up. Mom Had a Stroke, and it's about this perspective, like what she witnessed while she was saw me having the stroke in the hospital and recovery and that type of thing. And then the calm before the storm, and that's more for adult. It's basically my stroke journey before, during, what life was like when you get home. And what I wanted to talk about a little bit is some of you might know, but also had a stroke. She had the stroke. It was about 10 months almost to the day. Um, and growing up, my sister and I, 2.5 years apart, and grew up in 11. And like I said in the little description, a history of diabetes and heart disease. So we knew that eat right and exercise and that type of thing. Got married, had 2 kids, and life was going well. We both wound up being teachers. She's a teacher. My mom was a teacher too. So come from a family of teachers. And I remember the summer before we had just parents' 40th wedding anniversary. We had like a big party with family. We would get together all the time, and you know, you're at that age. You know, I was 33 or 32 at the time, and we had the world at our fingertips, and you know, nothing. And the summer of my parents' 40th wedding anniversary, 2000, and let me see, boy, math, 2000. They had found a growth on her neck, and they thought thyroid cancer. So she had to go in for a biopsy, and whenever she went in for the biopsy, they found out the tumor, or the growth, had been there her whole life. The artery had wrapped itself around the growth. Just go in, have surgery, remove it, and then all is well. Because they knew if they cut the carotid artery, something bad could happen.
Right.
She went in for outpatient surgery. They did exactly what they didn't want to do. They cut. And I'm sorry, I got a phone call. And then once they snipped the carotid, she almost bled out. She almost died. And they were able to, after a few days, stop the bleeding. They thought she was fine, and they sent her home.
Wow.
And she got home, sat down in her recliner, and is like within 5 minutes slumped over. And her husband was like, all right, we're going right back to the hospital. And it turns out that for 2 or 3 days, she wound up, there was a bleed from the carotid, or a blockage, I'm sorry, a blockage that kept spreading. and we didn't think she was going to make it. She did, however, and then she had to go through, of course, learning to eat again with the swallowing, learning to walk again because her balance was all crazy. She totally lost the use of her left arm. It's still paralyzed. Um, but she worked her butt off, worked hard. It took about, I think, 3 months of inpatient rehab. She finally made it home.
Wow.
And she was changing diapers one-handed because one of her sons wasn't potty trained at the time. And she was a warrior in my eyes. And her sons were probably maybe about 4 and 2 at the time, or probably 4 and 1. And I just remember thinking, wow, she is strong. If I was in that position, there's no way I could do what she did. That's what I was thinking at the time.
Right.
And of course, my parents, she was only 29. She turned 30 that fall. They were at the time in their life where they were getting ready to retire. And they had, of course, wanted to travel, do fun things. But instead, they were spending all their time taking care of my sister, helping out with her children, taking her back and forth to doctor's appointments and stuff. We were dealing with her change in personality. She used to be extremely outgoing, very funny. And her personality changed. She's now extremely quiet, keeps to herself. Because the stroke, as we've talked before, it changes you sometimes physically and sometimes emotionally. Which a lot of people don't talk about. And I just remember Thanksgiving that year, Christmas that year was so different.
Right.
Because she's into holidays. She loves autumn. She loves family get-togethers. And she just kind of sat there the whole time. Just sat there, watched, didn't participate. And it made me so sad to think, man, she's only 30. She's got hopefully many more Christmases to go.
Right.
And I'm like, this is just so sad. It's like she wasn't participating in life.
Right.
Excuse me. She was getting depressed. She was putting on weight. I mean, you all understand, you eat and you can't be as active as you were before.
Right.
The new year came. She started that spring to, I say, perk up, but kind of, I guess, accept what had happened a little bit more.
Right.
And started to participate more in family gatherings and going out in the community and that type of thing. And it was just, our family was it was like we had to restart, just getting used to a new normal, basically.
Right.
And so it's now 2012, summer of 2012. She's doing pretty good. Things have finally calmed down for my family.
Wow.
Much as they can.
Yeah.
And then bam, I had my stroke June the 6th of 2012.
What's the odds, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so everybody always asks me, were the strokes related? Now, of course, my sister and I are related. The actual strokes, was there something in your blood or the cause or whatever? And they ran a bunch of tests while I was in the hospital, and nothing came out as, something that we had in common as far as blood type or blood work. And, all that stuff they do.
Sure.
They were pretty sure that my stroke was because of birth control pills. But
Yeah.
they never definitively said one way or the other. So then we had to go through, of course, me being in the hospital, rehab, the whole gamut
Right.
over again. And my poor parents, I mean, they were in their 50s at the time. It's only my sister and I. And just us two. That's the only kids they had.
Right.
And I just cannot. I've got a thing on my Facebook page, and it's an interview that I did with my dad before he died. It's called Two Daughters, Two Strokes, A Dad's Perspective. And he talks about just how, you always think, well, the kids, whenever they get older, are going to be taking care of the parents.
Right.
But it wasn't the case with us. It was the parents taking care of the kids. And just, I can't imagine if, like, I have two kids, if they went through something like that,
Oh,
as a parent having to go through that, not once, but twice.
right.
I just, it was just crazy.
Right.
But in some ways, I'm glad that I saw my sister go through what she did, because there's always been sibling rivalry,
Yeah.
where if she can do it, I can do it too, and I can do it better. That
Right.
thing growing up.
Right.
And so it was kind of like, even whenever I couldn't talk, in my mind, when I saw Karen or my sister come to visit me, in the hospital room, I was like, man, there she is. She walks in here.
Right.
She's talking to me. She's drinking a daggone Dr. Pepper. If she went from where she was to where she is today, well, damn it, I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was just like, just her presence, that in and of itself, just seeing her was enough encouragement to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
To be like, if she can do it, I can
Yeah.
too. And it wasn't a question of when I was going to walk, or when I was going to talk, or when I was going to eat again.
Right.
If I could, it was just, when is it going to happen? Not
Yeah.
if, when.
Right.
And so we went from not having a lot in common to having a little bit too much in common.
Right.
I always wanted to be like my sister, but not that much like my sister.
Right.
And then like I said, our personalities changed. I'm now the more outgoing one. As you can see, I like to talk, so that,
Now, yeah, what deficits do you have now?
my main deficits are balance.
Oh, like little, I know, okay, but you will have to ask her about PBA, if you all know what that is. No, I can't say, but you have those emotions that come out. You're either laughing or crying for no reason. Yes, Donna. Um, she's working on it, and here we go. But if you know what PBA is, it's pretty funny. I mean, like me, I cry at kind of anything, McDonald's commercials or something. Um, I know she's working on it, unless she got a call. She'll have to log out and log back in. I'll move her out for a minute. But she's got an amazing, funny story. I don't want to say it because it's hearing it from her is so funny. So, I'm looking, see, she pops right on there, and part of her is there, but I just want to wait for a minute. Okay, there's part of her, and let's go. I mean, what's the odds of two sisters in the family? Me too, Deborah. Um, Having a stroke. It just, wow, that's just crazy. So anyway, let's
Oh,
there we're
I'm here, but I'm backwards.
uh, I'll take it up so I see you. I just see your lamp.
I see him right there, right there.
Oh,
There he is.
there.
My daughter was calling
It's a,
me. Sorry.
oh no, I can hear a buzzing sound
Um, we were
on your side.
talking about deficits.
Yes.
Yeah. And I heard you talking a little bit about like I said, the balance is off. I have foot drops, so I have to walk with a cane, and I have a lot of emotional deficits, if you want to call it cognitive. Like I said, I
Yeah.
used to teach. There's no way I could go. I cannot think on my feet like I used to.
Right.
And I have, like he was talking about, I heard you say PBA. So it's pseudo bulbar effect, where I laugh and cry at stuff that
There's
doesn't.
a loud. There's not to interrupt, but there's a loud buzzing sound, so a lot of people can't quite hear it. She needs to go off completely and come back on maybe.
Okay, I'll try that.
Okay, but I'm not gonna ruin your story about the church thing. So it is. I mean, you'll see. It's kind of funny, but for the people, I'm not gonna just give it away. But yeah, so it is an incredible story. Um, and again, check out her books. I know the other one of my daughters reading the other book, Calm Before the Storm. This one is the one that's Mom Had a Stroke. It's very emotional, just because you in the perspective of a 9-year-old, um, or 4 year. I can't remember. It's in here, but I have it all marked up, like what you do, Salute to Yvonne's book. But thank you for the suggestion, Maddie. Nice to see you. Thank you for. I see a lot of you guys asking about my because I did have a pretty good seizure Friday, and kind of messed me up. But anyway, thank you, Stephen. Okay, let's go. There we are. Yeah. Do you see and hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Any buzzing still?
No, none now.
Okay.
But yeah, the emotional part is like one of the biggest things that we all go through. We kind of hide
Exactly.
it, but that story that you told me, and if some people don't know the story, um,
The church one.
yeah,
Yeah. One time, I don't. One reason why I don't attend church is not because I don't want to, but because one time I went to a family church and it was like small and not a lot of people there, and um, something my son looked at me and he was like 6 or 7 at the time, and it just hit me funny. It was a weird look or something he said, I don't remember. And I started giggling. And with the PBA, it's like extreme laughter and inappropriate situations. And that was a very inappropriate time to be laughing. And I like laughed so hard that I started crying. And I knew I needed to get up and leave because I was messing up the preacher. But whenever I laugh so much that sometimes I forget to hold my body up, and so I bend over and just about fall down. So of course today I was sitting in the middle of the pew. So here I am falling over these people trying to get out to the what do you call it? The outside, and I'm just crying, and it looks like I'm like feeling the Holy Spirit or speaking in tongues or something. I don't know, which definitely wasn't doing. I was just laughing. And the preacher came up to me after the service, and then he said, "Oh, I'm just so glad that you were full of emotion and the Spirit led you and touched you, and I was like, oh yes, I really enjoyed your sermon, even though I wasn't there for half of it. Um, but I mean, people say, oh, it's better that you're laughing instead of crying, but it can be very embarrassing, so to speak.
Oh yeah, yeah, it is funny because that happens to me all the time, even in public. Yeah,
Oh
you know,
yeah,
yeah,
I was
and
at
your
a
kids know, right? Your kids know.
they do, and my son especially, he'll kind of egg it on. Whenever he's been talked to, he's 15 now, but he's been talked to, and he knows there's certain things that you just don't do to mommy, like if we're in church or at a funeral or a wedding or something like that. But he's a teenager. He doesn't listen.
Right.
He thinks it's funny whenever he makes mommy laugh. So we can be out to eat, and it looks like I'm drunk as a skunk whenever all I have is water to drink. And it's
Right.
just the sun saying something or doing something to make me look like I'm a crazy woman.
Yeah, exactly. So do you? I say this to everybody. Do you? Probably one of the questions would be maybe people are sick of it, but everybody's saying that your books. I read Lynn saying I read Calm Before the Storm. She also read. I read that book right after her stroke. Wow. Um, do you prepare yourself to go when you're going out? Because you're, like you said, your balance is off, or do you have to prepare to go?
And that's what it's like. Everything takes so much thought than it used to.
Yes.
I get mentally drained a lot of times just from, like I said, from going out, because I have to literally think, okay, I got to get from point A to point B. I got to put my foot here. This is the safest route. Watch for cars, watch for people, watch for if you have to step up on a sidewalk, if
Yeah.
there's stairs involved. Um, and I always tell my husband, please don't talk to me while I'm walking, somewhere, because he'll say something and not mean it as funny, and it'll be hilarious to me. And then I'm like doubled over laughing, like I just got out of the loony bin or something like that. And then he's worried about me. But it's just, I have to concentrate on every little thing that so many people just do without, you know,
Yeah.
thinking about it.
Yeah. You mentioned stairs. We have to make sure there has to be railings on both sides.
Right. Right. You should. It's like we went to open house at my kids' school a couple months ago, and they were in high school, which of course had 2 levels, and the stairs were like you had to go up a couple sets of stairs, and their teachers were all upstairs. So
Of
here I
course.
am, slowly concentrating and going, and there's like hundreds of other people just flying past you, and you're just like, my family is way up in front of me, and I'm like, I'm coming. But like, stuff like that was like an hour, and that wore me out
Yeah.
that day.
Understand completely, man. I just worry about people behind me. Someone's going to kick me by mistake, and I'm going over.
Well, that, and people are so in a hurry these days, um, that a lot of times they just don't care, and they'll just, try to walk past, and you're slow, that you're holding stuff up.
Right.
Like, I'm sorry. I feel like I say I'm sorry all the time. But even in like the grocery stores, I'm slower. Walking in the mall, I'm slower than everybody else. And it gets, I don't know, people aren't, if they're on their phone or if they're
No.
not paying attention, a little knock could send us,
Yes.
for a whirlwind, so to speak.
Yeah. Exactly.
And you know what it's like when you fall, stuff breaks.
Yeah.
I don't have to tell you.
Yes, I know. You know, I broke my hip.
I know. Well, we don't even have to leave home to break stuff. You broke what you in your kitchen, I think.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and I was in my bathroom whenever I fell in the daggone bathtub, and I dislocated my shoulder. So we're talking about for the moment we wake up to the moment we go
Yeah.
to sleep, we have to be constantly on guard. I don't know if whenever you get sleepy that if your words start to slur, brain fog takes
Oh
over,
yeah, absolutely.
maybe start dragging your feet a little bit more, you know,
Oh,
it's
I know.
just constant, you know.
It's a good way of, like I said, I like that you said that. The minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed, you're on guard. I mean, you got to really, yes, 100%.
Yeah, I try to explain it. If you don't have it, it's really hard to understand. Cause like my husband and my kids, Mom, why are you taking a nap? Mom, why are you so tired? You didn't do nothing today. Um, you know how kids are. But it doesn't take much. And it's like a mental tired sometimes is more
Mm,
tired than a physical tired,
yes.
if that makes sense. And I
Oh yeah.
try to explain it to them and they just don't get it. But it's hard, I guess, if you don't experience it, you know.
Right, right. Um, yeah, you have to go. These comments are amazing. Mike says, I remember the first time I made it up a full set of stairs. I was at the country club. I think that's where you meant. Oh, yes. Marina says, I get the mental tiredness. Um, Sometimes I just have to rest, and that's what for me too. I may not go to bed, but well, I have to lay down.
Right. Just to mentally just kind of give your mind a break for just a few minutes, you
Yeah,
know.
exactly, exactly. So, I mean, neural fatigue. That's it.
Exactly. I mean, I remember even whenever, like, whenever I first got home, I was on a walker.
Hmm.
And it was the one that had the wheels on it. And even with that, you think, well, that's a little bit more security. But I remember going to Texas Roadhouse out to eat, and there was a little bit of an incline on the parking lot. And most people, okay, a little bit of an incline, no big deal. But as
Right.
I was going down towards the car, my walker kept going faster and faster and faster because the wheels were rolling, spinning, and I
Yes.
couldn't keep up with it. I was like, babe, babe, babe. Telling my husband to hurry up and get in front of me. But it's just little things like that. Gravel on my driveway. I don't
Right.
like to walk up and down my driveway because all it takes is one big piece of gravel that just happens to be leaning the wrong way. Down I go, you know.
Yeah. 100. You know, it's funny because everybody. I know some of these comments. I know probably can't see, but it's funny.
Mm.
Everybody understands. They even have stroke. Yeah, it's
It's
tough.
something that, like I said, you just don't understand unless you've been there. Like my sister and I, whenever we get together, I always say that we speak strokies,
Yeah.
like our own little language, because sometimes we have a thought, you know, whenever you have a thought, but you can't get it all the way out, or you have a, you know, with the aphasia, you have a word and you can't think of what you're
Oh
trying to
yeah.
say. But we'll sit there and we'll have a conversation. We won't even finish sentences, and we totally get the other person, and everybody else is like, "What in the heck are you talking about?" But my sister and I are like, well, we're just having a conversation about such and such. We totally get it, but nobody, nobody else does."
Does she live close to you?
She lives about 2 hours away, and
Okay.
her kids are now teenagers. My kids are teenagers. So she tried going back to work, but as a teacher, but she wound up having a seizure, and you know how that goes.
Oh yeah, I'm
So
good at it. Yeah.
but she was, so after she had her seizure, then the doctor said no. And she even had a seizure 'cause, she's like has a seizure like once every couple years because they need, they need to change the medicine sometimes and all that. But she was driving, it was about a year and a half ago, and she had a seizure while driving, and
Wow.
her sons were with her, and luckily the youngest, he pulled up the parking brake so the car would come to a stop.
Good for him.
Otherwise, and it was on a bridge when it happened.
Oh,
How
wow.
they didn't get into a bad wreck, that was just God right there. But
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah, that's another thing where, we've talked about before. Stroke is just the gift that unfortunately keeps on giving.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, do you take seizure meds? I can't remember.
I don't. My son has seizures, but
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
yeah, but I don't. Luckily, I haven't. But again, it's just the left side of her brain is like completely gone. Like there's nothing, like it's there, but it's like lights on, but nobody's home on that side.
Right, right.
And it's just basically the right side of her brain that she's running off on. And I think it was the left carotid, they had to take it off whenever she had the stroke. So she's only got one carotid artery.
Wow, interesting. How old is she? Yeah.
She'll be 41 in a couple weeks.
Wow, wow. Because I know some people are out here. What would you tell somebody that's going through they're a newbie, and they're how that is, just winding.
Then two big things are life after stroke is a lot of times not what you think it's going to be. It's not going to be like it was before. Um, it's going to be a new normal. And that's okay.
Yeah,
But just be as open and honest with the people that you are with. Because if you don't tell them, hey, this is hard for me, or hey, I'm feeling this way, how are they supposed to know?
right.
And it can be just open communication, I think, is always best. And don't expect too much too fast. Um, Take it one day at a time. Because if you try to look, you know,
Yeah,
5 years down the road, it's going to get extremely overwhelming. And the big thing is don't compare your stroke journey, your stroke recovery to others, because everybody has different situations. Everybody has different doctors and therapists and people working with them, different ages. There's so many factors, but your stroke journey is yours. It's not going to be exactly like someone else's, and that's just like my sister and I.
yeah.
You know, we're both we're related, but the strokes affected us totally differently.
But it is funny how you said, because you talk to your sister, missing words, can't find the word, but you understand each other. I mean, almost
Right.
like you laugh at yourself.
Yeah, you do. And I mean, I'm not I'm not glad she had the stroke, but I'm glad that I have someone close to me who gets it,
Yeah, and
because
understand. Yeah,
it would be it's awfully lonely, whenever you go through a situation and you have nobody to talk to it about. But like if she's going through something, or I'm like, oh, well, yep, I totally understand. I totally get it.
right.
You know,
Absolutely. Yeah. Compare. I'm looking at some of these. Comparison is a thief of joy. And then you're right, Mike. I always say that. Every stroke is unique, and
hmm
yes, and laughter is the best medicine. So it it is. But I laugh at you do too.
Oh gosh, laughter is definitely the best medicine. I've got so many, excuse me, bedpan and shower, having my first shower given to me by a man that wasn't my husband. Um I've got some bathroom jokes. I mean, there's just so much. I mean, but if I hadn't laughed through it all, then the outcome, I think, would not have been as, let's just say my husband and I are a lot closer than we ever were there before.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, because I mean, my husband's wiped my butt. He's
Yeah.
given me a suppository. He's taking care. He has given me showers in the past. He's seen and done things for me that I didn't think we'd have to worry about for 30, 40 more years, you know.
Yeah. Your
But
pride, right?
yeah,
Your pride
exactly.
is, yeah. I mean, I know that. Yeah. Yeah, many women, same thing, have given me showers while I was in a wheelchair, so they had to get in that, the, the chair, put me in there, and
Oh
they're
yeah.
just washing me up, like you said, a man is showering you or bathing you.
I know, and I'm just like sitting here. So, how's the weather today? What'd you do over the weekend? What'd you eat for lunch? And I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm naked, and this guy is not my husband, and this is so weird. But yeah,
What do
you
you
do
do?
what you have to do to survive, and
Yeah,
you don't want to sit there and stink for the rest of your life. So
it's
you'll deal
so
with it.
funny. Yeah. So do you get in those, do you get down yourself?
Oh, I mean, I think I wouldn't be human if I didn't get down. I mean, we all have, I think, the right to have a day every once in a while
Yeah.
to be in your feelings, and that's another thing that I feel so much more like if I'm happy since the stroke, if I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I'm anxious, if I'm worrying, if I'm angry, I feel so much more now,
Yeah.
you know? Um, so when I'm down, I'm like paralyzingly down. But whenever I'm happy, watch out because I'm gonna probably laugh until I pee on myself, that type of thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's
Which
okay to
really
ask for
does
help.
happen. I mean, yeah. I, it does still happen. And my son thinks it's so funny. Mommy just peed her. Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
That's another thing, a loss of bladder control. I mean, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. What are you going to do? I mean, I'm sure everybody understands that. Steve Albright says dignity runs out the door the moment you get to the hospital.
Pretty much. Yeah, I was speaking of that because I remember while the stroke was occurring, I was awake like the whole time. And I remember them cutting their clothes off of me. And my big worry was two things. Did I have my clean underwear on? Like nice underwear without holes, your good underwear. And also, I didn't think I had shaved that day. So those were my two big worries. And, you know, it's, I don't know. It's just, but soon you forget to worry about that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. It's so funny. I mean, you can go on and on with some of the jokes and, from the hospital or what's going on during
Oh,
life.
oh yeah. But it's those experiences, I guess, that make you who you are.
Right.
And the fact that you can look back and wow, I'll come from here to where or there to where I am now. It's like, wow.
Right. Right. Yes.
It's kind of hard
Exactly.
to believe sometimes, you know?
Yeah, it is. Who knew? I mean, I never thought. I didn't even know. Did you know what a stroke was?
Well, see, ironically, I did. That was my left arm started tingling, and by the time I got to the point where I couldn't speak, my mind went straight to my sister. And I thought to myself, oh, I'm having a
Oh,
stroke. What happened to Karen is happening to me. But if she hadn't have had her stroke, I never would have known what was going on. I thought I was having a heart attack at the time,
wow.
originally. But then as soon as I thought of my sister, I was like, but I remember when my dad called me and told me your sister's in the hospital. She's had a stroke. I was like, there's no way. She was 29. I was like, there's no way. No way. She's too, no, no, no. There's, I thought he was like trying to play a joke on me or something.
Right.
Because who really cares if 29-year-olds having a stroke? But
Right.
then the more you're around it, the more you hear about it these days,
Yeah.
you know.
Right. No discrimination with age.
Right.
Wow. Well, wow, this is so cool. We took an hour. I mean, we talked
With technical difficulties.
with technical difficulties. Any other last words you want to say to everybody?
Just like what I told my husband, all I can do is take it one day at a time.
Yeah.
You're here today. You can do what you just be thankful for what you can do. Don't
Right.
think about there's a commercial that says, think about what you can do. Don't think about what you can't do.
Right.
You
Absolutely.
know, focus on
Yeah.
the positives, which is hard. I know. Believe me, I know. But just try to be happy with today.
Yeah. Yep. That's awesome. Well, Delaney, thank you so much for agreeing to do this, because I know we had it planned a long time ago, but what a lot of people don't know your story probably because but thank you, appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you, everybody, for hanging in. I live out in the county and our internet sucks. And the place where I usually go is they closed down.
Oh, they did.
So,
Okay.
yeah, they did. Because where I've gone before and their internet's faster, I'm like, dag on it. But where there's a will, there's a way.
And we made it. We made it work. So
That's right.
appreciate it. And I agree. I thank you guys for being here and commenting all these comments. I don't know how many, but a ton. So appreciate it, and we will talk later. I'm sure all the time. So thank you again.
Well, thank you, everybody. Y'all have a good day.